All right, welcome. It's AJ, and here I am with part two with my assessment of Candace Owens. Uh, After going through the video, I found some critical points that I think Candace should have hit in dealing with DJ Pickles. So I got it set up right here again. I don't know how to swap screens and put it on here and all of this, but just watch this TV right here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Some missed opportunities by Candace and how it should have been handled differently. Let me shut this down right quick. All right, here we go. I want you to listen at this very carefully. All right, here we go.
I look at what the organization has become, the people that they are partnering with, the lies that they are telling.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what part I'm talking about.
I hadn't speak to Charlie since 2018, and it begins to look like a conspiracy. And just as a historical fact, that entire term was created by the CIA to gaslight people after the assassination of JFK. So it's not exactly
irrelevant.
That makes me nervous. Like, calling somebody a conspiracy theorist is essentially saying that they demand further answers. They're not accepting the Fed slop. So I'm grateful that you came today. I don't need to, like I said, take cheap shots and
shot.
I do not think that Charlie was shot from a 30-06.
Okay, here we go. This is the part I'm talking about.
I don't know. I think that a projectile hit Charlie, and I'm open to other people's presentations, but I have not seen any compelling evidence that Charlie was shot by a 30-06.
Can we see, maybe if we're going to have an olive branch to each other, if maybe we can establish what we consider the facts of the case to be first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're not sure if he was actually shot. You're open to alternative theories.
He was definitely hit with a projectile of some description. If we're talking about was he shot from a gun, a 30-06, I would say definitively no.
Okay.
It defies common sense to think that he had a Superman neck, and even if he did have a Superman neck, which has been demonstrated, I think actually recently a YouTuber actually set up Valhalla steel cages and shot it, and it went through. So under no circumstance will I.
So at least not a 30-06.
Right here.
Definitively not a 30-06 from low sea, 150 feet. No.
But you're not necessarily closing off the avenue that he could have been shot at all.
With maybe a smaller
caliber. Okay. And then there's some things that I'm going to make concessions on that I do think we need more answers on, and I'm fine with that, and we can get to those things as well. The other thing is, in the timeline, one of the things that we dispute, I think, on the timeline is that you think that Robinson drove hours away to a steakhouse in
Yes.
the timeline. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the compelling evidence that you think you have there?
I spoke to the owner of the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen the receipts. I know the conversation that to whether there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson did this.
Yeah,
so
if you want to use
starting
the first, if you want to use the first part of that for the internal critique.
Yeah, like we should go over the actual
Okay,
evidence
so
that we feel.
The first reason that I think it's compelling evidence is that Tyler Robinson's rifle was found near the crime scene. So I would consider that to be very good evidence. And also the fact of the matter is that I dispute this claim that a 30-06 could not have made this wound.
Okay, here we go. This is what I want to get to.
150 grain Remington core lock absolutely could shatter when it hits the neck of any human being. When you say that there's some steel neck and it's a smaller caliber, you have to make a counter explanation. Why wouldn't a smaller caliber also go through bone?
It could. I didn't say it can't.
Right, exactly. So if that's the case, then ammunition is going to be the critical key here. And if we have frangible ammunition, which we do in this case, a flex tip round, well, I'm sorry, not a flex tip, a soft point round from a 150 grain Remington core lock, that's just a small jacket that goes around the actual lead piece. This thing could have split apart in air for all we know, but definitely upon impact. And we have the medical examiner who confirms this in a summary. My team can bring that up, the summarization, which means he would have to be a part of some kind of conspiracy as well.
Okay, so just to start with your point about.
Okay, right there. if you notice what he said, he tried to make concession that it's highly likely that a frangible round from a 30-06, a soft point, could have possibly disintegrated or fragmented in air before it even hit the target. Okay? Then he says that because it could have fractured or disintegrated in thin air, it most definitely could have fragmented on impact. Right then and there, Candace should have said, where is your statistical data to support that theory? How many times have you shot a 30-06 to draw that conclusion? Because all the evidence that we've seen, Valhalla has shot from every 30-06 bullet. In fact, on the box, it specifically states that the bullets are designed not to fragment. Upon impact, they're designed to go straight through. These are generally hunting rounds. If a bullet fragments in midair, then the dumb part about that is that changes the trajectory of the whole shell. A bullet only travels in a straight line when it's fully intact. When it's fully intact. If pieces start breaking off that bullet in thin air, what do you think's going to happen to that bullet? Do you think it's going to keep going straight? Absolutely not. This was a missed opportunity by Candace. You should have questioned him about where is your statistical analysis. Have you taken every round from every Remington-made 30-06 ammunition, frangible, soft point, whatever jacket is on the lead tip? Show me one case that you have where what you're saying actually occurred. Show me one case where the bullet fragmented in thin air. Show me one case where the bullet, upon impact, fragmented and did not go through. Show me one case where a human neck stopped the bullet. That would have killed that argument right there. And there are several cases along this. I just wanted to point out that one. Right there where Candace missed a brilliant opportunity to crush this guy. Pickles was just talking out the side of his neck. Again, I'm Team Candace, but Candace, you missed some valuable points. And I know we can't think of everything. It's on the fly. You were trying to be honorable, not set this guy up with any gotchas. But he put himself in that predicament right there by attempting to justify without any empirical evidence to support nothing that he just said. And he said it as an absolute. As an absolute. Now, I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to go ahead on and help you guys because I got a little something to show you. All right. I got a little something to show you. All right. This right here is a very, very top-notch scope. Okay? You don't need to see the rest of it. But the point that I want to make here is that you see these little knobs right here, and this particular scoping device has many little tools to it. It's got all different types of sights. All right, but we're focused on the scope part. All right, when you look inside of this, all right, you see little crosshairs. Okay, now you see this is assembled on a rail. All right, this is meant to stay stable on this rail, locked in on this rail. Okay, if I disassemble or move this scope one notch off of this rail, this scope is off center. There is no ifs and buts about it. I mean, y'all hitting points about this, that, you know, it makes no difference. There are other factors, and this is why I say I pick up on things that other people miss. All right? If this scope shifts one iota, if you dismantle the scope from the rail, that's a wrap. The only way to sight that scope back in is to fire it. It has to be fired. And it has to be fired multiple times to be sighted in, especially if you intend to hit a target at 130 yards or better. Mind you, that is beyond the length of a football field. But, okay, now I'm going to show you another point. All right. This, all right, for you gun guys, y'all know what this is. This is a 5.7 by 38 millimeter. Okay, this is a fraction of the size. Hold on, let me get another one. This is the fraction of a size of a 30-06. 30-06 would probably be about this big, okay? But this, the point that I'm making is this metal tip, okay, is not gonna fragment, all right? It's not jacketed. The only time a round like this could possibly fragment only on impact is if it's jacketed. You're gonna see little splits like a hollow point, okay? That's the only way upon impact. Other than that, this round is flying straight. It can pierce through brick, it can pierce through armor or bulletproof vest, anything like that. And this is just a 5.7 by 38 millimeter. Mind you, a 30-06 bullet is twice this size. Twice this size. If not twice and a half. But the point that I'm making, Candace, is that you could have ate him alive on that point right there. Where's your empirical evidence? Show me, you, the gunsmith, the guy that's got all these expertise, I want you to display for me. I'll buy you any amount of Remington bullets that you want, son. I'll buy you any amount of Remington, whatever point. And I want you to prove to me that what you said is true. He couldn't. He wouldn't be able to demonstrate that. And that's a point that you missed. All right, I'm going to jump off. Nah, I'm just a dumb trucker. I'm not an expert in nothing. But I'm with you, Candace, in terms of common sense. That's why I'm rocking with you. But I just don't like this performance. I think they got a lot of points that you missed that you could have ate this fool alive on. Like that right there, I would have picked up on that ASAP. What's your empirical evidence on that, sir? You're saying with total confidence that a soft round, frangible round, or whatever the case is, would have disintegrated on impact, burst up, or whatever the case is. Give me your data on that, sir. Give me one point in case where that happened. And he couldn't. He just talking out the side of his neck. But anyway, you guys keep doing a good job. I'll be on the backdrop watching everything go down.